Well, hello everybody and welcome to what is going to be an absolute disaster class here of strategies because of going left in a circle. I am EvilDragonxxl. Joining me in a bit will be Vetro, who's currently preoccupied with things, but he'll be here in a short moment as we're going to the Indy 150 laps. Don't know how many miles that is. This is going to turn into an absolute beautiful thing. I think it's Vector joined us finally.
Yes, I have returned. And
yes.
We are here for the Indy 150 laps social race on AOR. And we have got a lot of track activity at this moment already.
Indeed we do. Well, last time me and Vetra did this, it was a long time ago. It did end well. Hopefully this time we get some beautiful racing. Now, last time I said when we were starting a race, it all ended in tears. I'm going to say it again when we get there. And if it goes the way I think it's going to go, expect a lot of screaming.
Yeah, we have done one race before. Luckily damage was off, only visual.
This has got damage on full.
This has got damage on full, so we all hope for a clean start.
Oh, so I hit the wall with Ethan. Oh my god, this is going to end.
It's all
in an
immediately.
Oh no. Oh, this isn't good, is it? Oh, this is going to be terrifying. I don't know who's not going to crash here, but I can tell you something. There's going to be a massive accident. It is a slipstream train. Someone's up the inside. That is, I believe that's number 7 going up the inside there of a pink car. The pink car's gone high. And I think number 7's got through. Don't know, is it Infinity? No, it's Infinity there.
Yeah, let's all do a rundown of the grid
God.
in a moment, after it's all calmed down a bit, so we kind of know who is in which car. Oh, it's all bunching up there.
This is going to be one of those races, actually, where if something goes wrong, it's going to go wrong dramatically and very deadly.
Yeah, if you're gonna look at the speeds, they're doing around 380 kilometers an hour.
380
in
the wall!
And into the wall.
Oh, I think big kids in the wall as well. Gets out of the way there of Ed Carpenter, that.
There's a car on the outside.
Oh, hello, my voice, as well. Hello, voice. Good to see my own voice. Well, they're good to see that the audio is good.
Let's see. We have got Matty D in the, I don't really know the IndyCar liveries, to be honest.
That is what I call a Force India. It's not a Force India. Getting very up behind that is... Whoa, someone's hit the wall there. Someone's had a massive accident there in turn 4. Someone's had a horrifying accident. There is debris scattered all over the end of the track. Matt going up the inside of Fig. Now going 3 wide into turn number 1. Thomas says the fastest lap. Oh my god! Oh god!
And into the wall.
Now, who's that who's died? I don't know. Well, we've lost one driver.
That's why we're gonna do a rundown of the grid, but I don't really see it calming down in a moment. They're going too wide again.
Well, all we know, Ethan's currently faster by 89,000. That's him in the background, by the way, in the blue car. There he is.
Yeah, sure, correct.
I kind of already know some of the liveries, so Ethan I know is driving the blue car. Matt's driving the Force India looking thing, or the yellow thing. He's going down the inside of someone into turn number 1. Is he going to be a clean overtake? Yes, it is. He goes high. Is he even going to get through as well? Yes, he, I believe, does. This is 230 miles an hour of racing. This is only going to be an absolutely beautiful... Oh, my God.
It's gonna go. Right, let's do a run on the grid. We've got Thomas Even in the blue car. We've got Joshua Luke in the, we can't see,
pink car.
In the pink car. So Joshua Luke is in the pink car, and he's right behind Thomas Even here.
And we've got Matt.
What is he gonna do?
Let's see. Is he gonna try and make? Oh my goodness! Oh, he's in the wall.
There's a front wing flying.
What's happened there? I think he may have run out of fuel.
I did see a piece of front wing fly into the air, so he did hit the wall.
Yeah, I
think...
we've
got Matty D third place, D Thomas, FSR, Big Kid Daddy, Infinity, FM Lou, Matthew, Robster F1, RS Liquor, Move On, Boer Jack, VTC, and Wim Stradamus.
Well, this is going to be exciting.
Well, the start is going to be exciting. It's going to be I'm not quite sure if it's going to be a manual start. I'm not quite sure if it will be in this instance. In the real thing, which will commence on the 2nd of June, there will be a manual start. So so the chance that we see a big accident is a little bit smaller. But I don't really know if this will also be a manual start. Or if they're going to have information left.
Well, we're going to find out. This, whatever it's going to be, Virtua, let's be honest, it's going to probably end up in absolute beauty. De Thomas currently goes 4th position there. They're all pretty much very close together, but that was one of the quicker laps there. That puts him 4th with it's a 39.5. He's just behind there of one of the other cars. That seems to be number 11. Didn't look at my notes here. I will be doing that, of course, for the actual Indy 500 and getting the notes down of who's driving what. Probably quite useful because, well, they're all going to be driving very quickly and things are going to go very wrong very, very fast for some of them. Now, we've already seen 2 incidents here. We saw one with Ethan as well. Hopefully, a bit of debris there as well. We don't see any more major incidents here. Thomas crossed the line there. And that is a beautiful lap there. That's it. That put him up the field. 5 attempts down on his lap time.
There's just one look on the inside of Thomas there.
Yep. Top 2 separated by 89,000 of a second. A bit of a gap to Matt as well. So these 2 well ahead of the field here. Ethan already going to the inside of Luke there.
Oh! There was a car going slowly there. And you never need to find
Oh my god, and up goes Luke! Luke's coming back! And oh my goodness me! Oh my goodness me! Sorry for audio users there, as I screamed. Physical saw a death coming on there. Who was that going slowly? Whoever it was almost killed a man.
It was a yellow car. So,
it was a yellow car.
Don't know. Big Kid Daddy.
Oh, this is absolutely insane. I'm just going to quickly turn my notifications off now quickly whilst we do that. So apologies there as you can't see anything. Venture, you keep me informed. Is there anything bad happening?
It's all going well at this moment.
Right, and we're back to pictures.
Wall, no one upside down. But there is going to be an overtake on for De Thomas on another car.
Down the inside. No, maybe not. He's losing the rear. He's losing the rear. He's killed the wall. Now, that's going to be interesting. De Thomas up to 2nd now, 75,000 off the lead. We've got there's a car on the wall. Qualifying is over. Okie dokie, so the last few moments, Ethan looks to got pole. Infinity low, can he go up the field? He's currently in 4th. He's only about 1/10 off the lead, which is a margin of a few miles. And at the back, 15th position, man, 11 seconds off the pace. That cannot be good. Crossing the line,
man there, Peg, I think. Infinity doesn't. Move up the field. FSR, is he still on the lap? No, he isn't.
Got lag. Oh, this isn't good. This isn't good. We have lag. I repeat, we have lag. Death is going to happen here in the Indy 150. Death is going to occur. This could end in absolute tears. Let's hope it doesn't. 150 laps it isn't it? So that's, I believe, 400 is miles. It's going to be interesting. Qualifying is over. Ethan's on pole. And also having a fit in the pit lane from De Thomas. Oh dear.
He's
oh, there we go.
I think he's celebrating.
The camera isn't having good times, but De Thomas, and we got Joss. Oh my god.
He's installed some sort of bass boosting
IndyCar. I think the game may have crashed. I think. Are we still going? I think it's all going to be good. Lobby just taking a little while as we're waiting for the last few guys to cross the line, I believe.
Yeah, Matty D is crossing the line.
Matty D just crossing the line there. He's in the lineup in 5th position. So on the first row, Ethan, De Thomas and Joss. And second row, Infinity, Matt and FSR. Third row, Big, Boo and FN. The 4th row will be Matt and Rob and RSL. The 5th row will be Bo, VTC and Man. And at the back will be Wim. So, hopefully, we get underway in a few moments' time. Just waiting to see That is surely one of the close qualifying sessions there, to be honest. No one's setting the same lap times as well, which is a surprise. Everyone got a bit close. The top three, the front row, are separated by under a tenth of a second, which is going to be insane. We're just waiting for a little longer.
The Wim Stradamus didn't get any lap in, by the way.
That is going to be costly.
Or it might be a glitch timing thing again, but we do not hope so. We know this game sometimes has that with the broadcast mode, but we try to figure out the position if that is the case.
Well, let's hope there isn't any problems. We're just waiting here for something or someone. In the meantime, it's a nice, beautiful, sunny day, as you'd hopefully expect for Indy 500, or, well, the actual event. It's going to be beautiful sunny. Now, it has rained in the Indy 500 before, back in the 70s, and I can tell you, it didn't end well. I went to have a little look, I did some practice, and it didn't end well, that trade. So let's hope no rain is forecast at all for anything. On topic of all motorsport, the Monaco Grand Prix and the Indy 500 on the same weekend, at the 27th of June. So if you are going to be watching them, do let us know in the beautiful chat here down below. Hello to Ollie D there. Will Matt win or will he bottle it? That is going to be crucial. Now, you only can expect carnage going on here. We're still rating here, so I think we may have a small issue. And there you can see Ethan in his natural habitat, slowly having an absolute rail of a time, having a fit on the road. Pit lane, pit road. Well, this could be a very interesting example of how to not do a thing. But up front, Ethan's currently P1 from the Thomas in second, Justin third, Infinity fourth, Matt fifth, FSR sixth, Big is 7, Boo is 8, FN Das is 9th, and there we go. There we go, so Booth 9, FN Lou in 9th, Matt is in 10, the other Matt, Rob 11, R Slicker in 12th, Board Jack is in 13th, VTC is in 14th, Matt is in 15th, and Whitney is in 16th. We're still waiting.
We might have
an aborted start.
An issue.
We may have an aborted start. Yeah, this is not looking good unless someone's not pressed the ready up button or someone's disconnecting. It might be Ethan.
Well, he is looking like he's not having a good day.
He is not looking like he's having a good day. He really isn't. So I think this is an aborted start we're expecting here. Something has gone wrong here with the lobby. Let's hope it isn't. Hopefully something good can happen. Hopefully we get going. But it's not looking good. I believe, let's wait a few moments. I'm seeing if I get contact with the coordinator here and see if we can get a word in. What's going on? Why have we not started? But I think we have a small issue.
Yeah, you never know with this game. Sometimes it just runs really smoothly and there's no problem at all. But in some instances, only when it matters, there's a lot of trouble.
Yes. Especially before I start the race, especially like this. This is the Indy 150. It's not the Indy 500, but it's kind of not... I don't know how many miles I think it is. I think it's 450 miles. So it's the Indy 450, which is good, I suppose. It's slightly less than the actual distance, but it's the Indy 150, of course, in terms of lap times. And hopefully you're in the chat, you're enjoying it here on this beautiful sunny day. The weather shining in the sky. We're here looking at the pit road here. And of course this circuit has changed a lot. The first race in 1911. It's hosted 103 events. Well, this is the 103rd running of the Indy 500, of course. Discarding, of course, the wars and those few periods where they've been doing other stuff.
I have figured out how many miles 150 laps is.
Yeah.
That will be 375 laps.
So it's the Indy 375.
Miles.
So it's Indy 375
yeah, it's Indy 375, yes.
Now the more important question, how many miles would 375 laps be? Ollie's saying you have to wait for 90 seconds before the race starts. Pretty certain we've rated now 2.5 minutes. Maybe even 3?
Definitely. Coming back to your question, 937.5 laps.
Right.
Miles.
Miles. Laps, I don't know. Laps, miles.
A lot of miles. Yeah.
Ethan saying, is anyone else stuck in the pits? I think. Now I'm not going to quote this to Ethan in the chat. That I think maybe, just maybe, you may have slightly broken the game because on our screen you're not. Well, have a quick check. We're experiencing the same thing. we are stuck looking at you. And there you are, not having a good day. There you are, having an absolute whale of a time here. I believe the game has chosen you as the lucky target of a victimized accident. I think we may...
Not stirred.
Shaked, definitely not stirred. But of course, like I said, the Indy 500 Indianapolis is one of the most famous motor racing circuits in the world. The likes, of course, the Adromo Nazionale Monza Oval, of course, it goes the other way. I think we're all stuck, to be honest, Ethan, in the chat there. But of course, Monza first hosted a race in 1922. This circuit was already 11 and a bit years old by that point, because it was first raced in 1901. So it was a lot older. And that's why they say this is the daddy of all circuits. And off goes Infinity. We're having an aborted start. It's an aborted start.
If you just look at the conditions we're in now, I wouldn't imagine we have otherwise, because the game is not gonna proceed like this.
Aborted start then. We have been, we presume in aborted start here, so for a few moments time, what's the plan? Or should I just go into this here? We are having a restart. I'm just waiting to see when I get the notification of the lobby being remade. I will keep you all up to date, but currently I believe an aborted start has been issued because everyone is leaving the session. So let's find out what's going to happen here. I'm just checking and seeing, and we've got Infinity messaging set about, I believe, so I think we're going to get some indication of what's going on here. Oh, it was Ethan all along. Dun dun dun. Ethan, you broke the lobby. Now, I mean, we can't actually. I suppose we're gonna have to return to race sensor quickly here. So apologies here for this. We're having a few technical issues here currently. I'm keeping updated, of course, and we're remaking the lobby. We should be getting invitations in a few moments' time. But for some reason, Ethan has got the lobby stuck, because we did see him shaking a lot, so I presume the lobby maybe have just had a bit of an error there. That sometimes happens, unfortunately. Sometimes it strikes. It's happened to quite a lot of drivers in the past. Whilst we wait here for a few moments' time, Vetro, you can keep me updated on the gap, updated on the pace, etc., etc. Whilst we're just waiting a few moments. So in the chat, by the way, how's your day going? I hope it's all being good. I've had a beautiful day here in the beautiful sunshine here in sunny old England. Vetro, how's the weather been in the Netherlands?
It's been really sunny, actually. It's really hot. It's yeah, it almost feels like summer here.
Well, like I say, it's nearly is summer, isn't it? I mean, the heat is, well, racking up very dramatically.
Yes, indeed, and we do hope we can get back into a lobby quickly.
Yes, have got information.
I do not like the race.
Have just got information that it is a good glitched lobby. We're having a restart, no qualifying on the restart. AOR rolling start, everyone into grid position. So we are going to be doing, and I believe yes, Infinity has sent the invites. So for a brief moment here, we'll be going back in then. So we have officially got news that we are ready to go in a few moments' time, and yes, we're back in the lobby. So we're going straight into it, and this could be very interesting. It is going to be an AOR rolling start.
Alright, I will be right back in a moment. I'm going to get something to drink, and we should be ready for the race.
Yep. Make sure you're everything correct. So we've just got to wait a few moments' time for now Vetro, who's now just gone for a drink. This is going to be interesting. I do hope this is going to be an exciting race. Hopefully it lasts more than what I believe could be 1 and a bit corners. Let's hope nothing bad happens, but I've got a feeling we could have a lot of incidents here today. Yes, it was the game. Yes, Ethan, like I said in the chat, it was your game. Apologies there for saying it could have been your internet. Right, I'm still not been set as the... there we go. And as you clearly see, I am Kim Jong-un on this game. And on the topic of all things world-related, it's going to be interesting with America here, especially if you've been keeping up to the news. I don't get political very often. But it's going to be interesting to see what's going to be the fallout between North Korea and America recently, especially with the whole kind of abandonment. But we're in Europe, so it doesn't really matter. However, unless you're in Britain, in which case Europe doesn't really exist.
Your words might carry some weight.
My words do carry lots of weight. They do tend to do that. I'll be quiet. Haven't been set as the broadcaster yet.
I do hope he is not gonna forget about that, because that will mean another lobby. Momentarily, we've got one person watching the stream. Thank you for your commitment. It is Wolf. Thank you for the commitment, and we do hope you stay with us for the rest of the event as well.
Hopefully you all join us as well. But we're just waiting for a few moments' time. We're waiting for Infinity to set me as the broadcaster again, because for some reason he
It might be smart to give him a message, just to be sure.
I have just messaged him there, so hopefully... Little thing in a moment. Waiting a long time here. They haven't set me as broadcaster. Hopefully they do, otherwise this could end in a horrible accident. A very horrible accident. So I'm just waiting. There we go.
Ah, there we go. So, we've got the full lobby. We should be ready to go in a moment for the Indy 375.
Yes, the Indy 375. Not as catchy, is it? It's not as catchy. But it's going to be exciting.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it is what it is. It's the Indy 150 in technicality. Oh, it's 151 laps.
Oh,
we need to do some recalculations. Recalculations are needed, Vectro.
Let's see. 151 times 2.5 is... This will be the Indy 377.5 mile race.
That is the best title of an Indy race. The Indy 375.5, is it? Was it 377?
The Indy 377.5.
The Indy 377.5. Sponsored by Credit Run Bank. Right.
And Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
So I don't know how this rolling start's going to go. This could be interesting.
We will all see.
This is now.
It's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be fine. Now, in the famous words that I will be saying, now expect these famous words to come out of my mouth. I've said them before in the past. I'm gonna say them again. When we go, we're on the grid now. Expect, I believe, a rolling start. So I believe everyone will be getting in their grid slots potentially. I'm not exactly sure.
Well. If they're gonna rearrange the grid from this, it's gonna be a chaos, in my opinion.
It is gonna be a singular chaos.
Well, Ethan is now in the third position, so he's still on the front row, so he hasn't lost anything from it. Right, the only thing he's lost is that he's now on the outside.
Yeah, the outside, not the best. The inside normally a good one, but let's see. I'm just waiting a little while. And also, if you are just joining us as well, just saying, you know, Apex Online Racing are now doing the iRacing AOR from the Renault race currently as well. So a little plug there for them. And everyone actually, the grid, I believe we are missing one here. This is interesting because everyone's free. I think one of the rows is 2. I think that's the one just ahead of us. One ahead of that one. Yeah, you can see
there are 2 rows of 2.
Yeah, there's 2 2s. That's interesting. So that's not going well. So those 2 drivers are going to be happy here. We're just waiting a little while until we get it. So we're doing the AOR rolling start then. So it will have an added lap. So I believe this could end in lots of fun. Now, if you're on the chat, do comment below. How many do you think is going to go into turn 1? Okay, I think it's going to be very interesting.
My bet is on it that there's going to be a massive accident. I'm not one that looks pessimistic on it, but I've seen it before. I've seen it happen before, and
it's not gonna go well.
Even though these drivers are really skilled, at the start it's just so treacherous. And there we go, we're off.
And here we are then. We're rolling off the grid. Is this the beginning, or are we gonna have a formation lap? We're having a formation lap. Now,
we see
everyone
game?
should be game. Please work with us. Right, so let's see this camera angle. We cannot see. There they are.
There we go.
Now, expect everyone to start lining them up in their correct positions. Ethan will be on the pole start. Now, you may see the lights are going green, but expect everyone now to start rolling into a formation lap. We believe it's going to be 2x2, unlike 3x3, which, of course, the EvilDragonxxl Indy will be running. Now, let's see if we're going to have any issues on the formation lap. Everyone actually running, I believe, very slowly here. Everyone's getting into position right now, and it's 2x2x2 here in the Indy 5, well, the Indy 377.5. Now, we've got a few drivers jumping ahead. That's Joshua Luke jumping up there as well. This can only see there in the back. We got Matthew there, I believe. Oh, everyone's stopping there. That is risky, because someone's going to hit someone here. Look how close they're getting. Surely they want to be rolling still here, because they're losing tyre temperatures. This could be trouble. Now, they'll all have better tyre temperatures when it comes to the actual start of the race, so that is a bonus point for them. But the thing is,
rearranging the grid we have had in the qualifying session.
Yeah, so they've rearranged the grid throughout the qualification. So that's going to cause after the aborted start. Now everyone's going to be rolling up and down that pit lane. This could end in absolute tragedy. And there you can see on the left the blue ground there, the blue sky ground there, saying if anyone's up there, it's going to end in tragedy. Remember what happened last year in the EvilDragonxxl Indy 500. We had a horrifying accident just here between I think it was Scott Dixon and Helicast Nevers went underneath them. And that was one of those accidents you never want to see. Hopefully we don't get a repeat of that this time around.
Well, cars don't really normally fly into the air on this game. Not in a league race normally. So I don't really think we should see flying cars into the catch fence. But do never count things out here. One wrong move and it might actually
end in a lot of death. This is exciting.
There is one plus side. We know for sure the drivers are okay after a crash. That's the only plus side. So there are cars a bit punching up here.
Right, expect we're getting ready to roll in a few moments' time.
I'm really curious about what's gonna happen. And Rim is stuck on the grid.
He's stopped. Someone should tell him to get moving here, because if he is stopped, that is going to end in tragedy. Hopefully he gets off that line and moves. I think he is moving now.
I think he is. Yes, he is.
Well, he's going to have to catch back up. He's warming his tyres up.
Can we see game?
There we are.
There we go.
So, here we are then, rolling through the last corner, 2x2x2, just like Noah's Ark was back then. Of course, this is the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This is the Indy 377.5. And I think in a few moments' time, we're going to be ready to roll. Now, in a famous tradition that I will always say, and I'm going to say it here the last few times I've ever said this, it's ended in absolute carnage. But I'm going to say it when we are ready to go in a few moments' time. Who's going to go down to someone? Is it going to be Ethan? Is it going to be Thomas? Few moments to go. The lights are coming on. We're all ready to go. The cars are bunching up. And in the famous words of NASCAR, we are about to go to green. Waiting for it. Here we go. Ready. Are we going to start seeing cars going off the grid? Booty, let's go racing. And it's a good start. Have everyone got off the line correctly here? Yes, I think they have all gone off the line correctly as they go down towards turn number 1. Who's immediately leading? It's Ethan. Is everyone keeping their nose clean behind? I think we got everyone through correctly into turn 1 and 2. Lap 1 begins then. 150 laps to go. And immediately Ethan blasting it away there. Already opens a gap. Is everyone going to be clean behind? Are we going to see any incidents? I think everyone's good then. Who's going to be the first movers then? We got to Thomas and everyone else. Matty T there coming to presser. Frank Forrest having a good start as well down the back. Someone running wide there. That's Ed Carpenter's car there going wide. That was a big slide there. For someone down the back, that must be FN Lou. Ed Carpenter's car having a massive slide up front. Ethan's pulled the gap immediately to 2 tenths. beginning. Lap number 2 here, and everyone getting bunched up now to the inside. So some of the cars are almost 3 wide already. On the inside there, let's see. Is everyone going to be clean? Or someone's going very high up to the wall? There's cars off. There's carnage in the background. Oh my goodness me, a tyre. A tyre. There's carnage. There's carnage.
Number pick out of the race. Gripswater is out of the race. VTC out of the race.
There's 3 cars, I believe. Are they all completely out? 1 tyre in VTC. I think they'll get away with it.
There are a lot of tires. There are a lot of tires.
4 cars. 4 cars involved. That is drama here on that one. 4 cars involved. Now watch out, because here comes the leaders coming through here. Hopefully the debris is all off the road, but we've got 4 cars in trouble. Here's the top 4 running nose to nose, nose as they come through turn 1 and 2. Watch out for the debris. Watch out for the debris. They keep high. They keep high. Now they go through then. All the guys on the inside then as they blasted through to Thomas in second, Ethan up front, just an Infinity. The top 4, Infinity having a good line here already. Remember, all of these drivers have got default default setups. This could be interesting here. Further down the field, by the way, we've got the likes of FSR, Big, Booth, Rob, FN, Matt. And we got Bo with the other Matt. And we got Wim, VTC, and of course Matt was involved in this as well. We don't know which one it is. But already, it's Matty D involved.
Into the pits. Wim also in, VTC in. Member pick is still.
Yeah, these guys all haven't actually got their car.
We've got Infinity on the back of Joshua Luke here.
Indeed, up front.
Looking for the lead.
Oh, he's going down the inside here into turn 1. Look for the inside here. Can he do it? Ethan's going to give the room. He gives the space. He runs up high. Now he's down to second here. Other cars firing through. Lap number 5 here of 151. This is going to be exciting. And remember, it's got pit stops and all that to go as well. Of course, this is the Sosa race. Remember, on June the 2nd, we've got the Axel official race. And as we've seen here, the drivers can run close together. They can run together. The top 4 are all close up here on lap number 6. Hopefully, if you're just joining, welcome here for what is a kinetic Indy 500 here, as a few cars still struggling to get back to the pit lane. We had contact a few moments ago. Ethan under pressure again there, down the inside there. And down the inside again goes Infinity. Ethan's dropping back down the field there. And I think may have slightly tapped the wall, in fact. Infinity, he's coming through the wall as well. He's now challenging Joshua Luke. Let's see, is Ethan in? Yes, he is. He's hit the wall. Ethan's hit the wall then. So there's problems for him. So Infinity now having a look in the background there. We've got FSR and I believe someone else having a bit of a battle further back.
There's still a lot of tires on the road there. They're on the inside, so they should be safe. Oh, he hit the wall, I think. Did Joshua Luke just hit the wall?
Maybe just. I think he can get away with a glancing blow. There again, still trying to get to the pit lane. Pit road is one of the back markers. That is RSL there coming through as well. Everyone else, I think, now almost in the pit lane. But some of these drivers' races are almost completely over or only on that one. And you can just see them all blasting through your top 3. De Thomas, Joss and Infinity. We've lost Ethan already. From this front group, hopefully he'll come back through later on. Perhaps he's trying to get some clean air. That could work for him there. Running high, Joshua Luke. There is
FSR and Big Daddy, I think. Yes, Big Daddy for 4th place battling.
Yes,
we've also got Robster and FN.
Robster and FN coming out of the pit lane there. One of the other cars. And there is Ethan.
Now in 10th place and Matty D in 11th.
Now these guys are going to have a serious amount of luck on their hands here. I think some of them might be just over a lap down. But remember, carnage of all that can still happen here. We've got 151 laps of course. We're currently on lap 8, so that's about 143 laps, I think. FSR backing off there a little bit. Top 3 still running very close there as well. And we go and look at 8th and 9th position here. That is Madam Borjak currently down the back. But already we've had big drama here. We've lost 4 or 5 cars involved in incidents. Boo, you got I think it's a Booth, Man, VTC, Rim, and RSL in trouble. RSL still has not got to that pit lane, by the way. There he is. You should see on the left of your screen. There he is there, going into the pit road right now. On board of FSR currently. And we are on lap number 9. Believe coming on to lap 10. Up the inside goes FSR. Can he get the move done in turn number 1? Down the inside he goes. I think this will be an easy move. Yes, it is. No drama yet, Len. for these guys here. That is 4th position up front. The gap is now just under 0.2 of a second to Thomas. And you can just see there is the battle. It is really close here. These guys are pushing it here for that chocolate biscuit. And they are currently 1st, 2nd and 3rd. Just to Thomas and Infinity currently. And there is Infinity. We're on board with him now then. Driving his socks out of the... I can't remember what number it is. The number 11 behind the number 7 car. As he comes down towards turn 1. They are coming up shortly on some lap cars here in next corner. So already starting to come into a few bits of bunching. All 16 drivers still in this race.
That's really remarkable, actually. The start was a lot cleaner than I anticipated.
Indeed, it certainly was. Thomas having another little look there on Luke. Had to just sit behind. Now, you have to wonder, going back to that start, I'm also surprised, and in finally comes Man and RSL. They finally managed to get those cars into that pit lane. After such a long time, the Thomas still coming under pressure here from Infinity. They're very close here. Lap 11 in the background there. FSR and Big still battling as well. The gap between them just over 0.3 of a second. You just see him in the background there, blinding through very slightly.
The Thomas is looking on the back of Joshua Luke. And also Infinity, he's taking the outside.
Yeah, we're all getting a bit nose to nose.
One mile.
This is exciting here as it blasts through.
A lot of battles at the back.
Big Daddy down the inside! Can he do that? My goodness me! Boys, be careful there. You don't want to have contact here. We're only on lap 12. They just about keep each other clean. I for a second thought they were going upside down to that cat's friends. Look at the top 3 though. They're still battling at it here. The Thomas under serious pressure from Infinity, who's now got the toe. He's got the slipstream. The tyres are going off. The fuel's going down. Let's see, is Infinity having a look to the inside? Yes, he is. Has the back offload. Look at that coming up to lap cars.
There's a back marker there. He's got to watch out. Ooh, bit drifting to the corner.
Lap car in the way. Let's see if he gets well out of this way. He should pull to the inside and back off very slowly. Let's keep an eye on it then. Does back off there. Backs off of these cars. He has to lift off a little bit more. As through, I think they've all got through cleanly. Yes, they have.
They're all giving him a wide berth.
Giving each other just enough space there in the pit lane. RSL still is.
The Thomas is now right on the back of Joshua Luke. I think he's going to make a move sooner or later on him.
You have to imagine he's definitely putting the pressure on further down the field, keeping an eye out, seeing there's not much battling going on apart from Big and FSR, who is still battling further down the field. We'll keep an update on that. But your top 3 still together. We are on that 14. We're about a quarter of the way through currently here in the Indy 377.5. And this is exciting now. Around the outside is the Thomas getting a little bit of pressure again from Infinity. Still going nose to tail here. We are doing so remarkable here. Seeing these drivers push and push and push as fast as they can, as fast as these drivers can go. This is the quickest race you'll ever see. We're on that 15 row as well. Like I said, we're already about a 10th of the way through as well. FSR having a bit of a battle there, further down FN as well. Back up to 2nd and 3rd, Lotus has perfect timing as well. Coming on to start lap number 16 now. The Thomas still 2nd. Your official rundown then as we start the 16th lap here, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Josh Luke from the Thomas, Infinity, Big, FSR, Robster, FN. Then we got Bo, Matt, Thomas, the other Matt, Booth. Then we got Wim, WTC, Man and RSL, who seems to be out of this race as far as we are aware. Unless I believe he may actually just start being going right now. Here goes Infinity again. Mega run, and yes, I believe RSL is just coming out the pit lane. A bit of a slide there for Thomas. However, these drivers keeping each other very clean, very much. A remarkable amount of respect here. You have to be respectful on a racetrack like this, don't you, Vettor? You're going at 230 miles an hour, flat out, constantly. Any moment something could break on your car and you could end up going backwards into a wall.
Yes, definitely. That's 100% true. And even though this is a social race, imagine the real thing. Everyone will just go for the best result, and we might have even bigger battle than this. And
Infinity's having a look. He's got it.
Now.
Backs off a little bit. Yeah, backs off. Oh my goodness me! Has he caught it? Yes, he has. De Thomas, my lad, how have you not dropped that one? Let's see. Infinity now coming up again. These guys are coming up on a serious amount of traffic now. These guys are going to have to be watching out here. Infinity has a look to the inside. Look how much traffic's ahead of them there. That is, I believe, Man and VTC potentially here. I can't get a bearing.
It's quite worrying for them, especially if they're going to encounter them in a corner.
Let's see. There's 3 or 4 cars. Can we have a look, Vetso? Who is it? It's a yellow car, I believe. So is that... It might be not Wim. So it's around the last corner then. So I believe it's... Had a list lot. So it might... I don't know where it is. But wherever it is... It's not Borjak, because he's in 8th. They're going through turn number 1. The leaders are going through towards the end.
Yeah.
No, it's a pink car. So that is... it's a pink car. I'm trying to figure out who that is. That's the leader. Apologies there. The Thomas is caught right back up to these guys now. I'm trying to figure out who it is they're coming to lap here.
Well, whoever it is, they're coming up to them now. This is going to be risky.
Let's see, top 3 coming up to back markers here. The back 3 coming up to the top 3. This could get spicy. Now, they're all going to go to the inside. I believe they've been informed. You're getting lapped. Someone's hit the wall there as well. These guys aren't backing off. They're going to go. This is going to be interesting. Surely they're going to have to lift. The leaders are coming up here. Infinity could try and make a move here. Oh, they're going side by side of them. I'm trying to figure out who it is. See, they're going to back off now. Let's see, one of them does, the other one does. They're going through the middle here of the pack there. Look at that. That is a remarkable scene here. And look at De Thomas, who's got caught up in all the traffic here.
Oh, there's a car. I thought the car was going into the wall, but... Oh, the car was on the inside. What's going to happen here?
He's got the move done.
The slide.
Got it done.
Just about.
This is tense here. Further back, we've got Big Kidler. He's ahead now. Well, he's behind FSR, actually. Further down the field, we've got the battle here between FN and Borjak still going on here. Oh, sorry, is that Robster, actually? My apologies, Robster and FN having a battle here down, and that is 7th and 6th position so far. So good to see that. Further down the field, by the way, your Wolves leader down the inside. My goodness me. Surely the camera didn't give it justice there, but for a second I thought his nose got chopped off there. Look at Infinity, he's all over the back again. We're getting a bit of lag as well, I believe, here. Further back as well, someone else having a battle. Infinity having a look down towards number 1. He has to sit behind as well. We're here on lap 22.
Lap traffic.
Yes, there is more lap traffic. I believe that might...
Wim. I think it's Wim.
Is it? Have a look. No, it's Matt. I believe it's one of the Matts. It's Matty D. It is. It's Matty D getting lapped by the leaders. He's in 11th, so that gives an indication where your order currently lies. So Matt getting lapped already. He was being tipped to win this motor race earlier on. And I believe someone coming into the pit, and there is now here comes...
I thought it was Ethan without a rear ring.
It is.
Yes, he is. He's into the pits.
So he's had problems here. Let's see what's going on to Turn 1. Matt keeping the high line here. Now the inside. This is interesting. He's not letting him through easily. Now he does. That's going to cost a heap of time there. And we're going to have a leader. The leader hits the wall. The leader hits the wall. Infinity might be your new leader. He might be your new leader. He's going to the inside. Has he got the move into the lead? Here on lap 23. Yes, into the lead. Infinity takes it. Luke hit the wall. There's contact. Someone's in the wall. My goodness me, it's a huge drama. Tyre bouncing. De Thomas out of the race. Out of the race, surely. Maybe he'll get back to the pit lane with that damage.
This is going to cost him the race. Surely.
Huge impact there.
We hit the outside wall and then went back to the inside.
Now that I believe that might have been Matt involved with that, and look, Ethan's off into the pit lane. He's out of the race in the pit lane. Oh my goodness me! Out
of the race.
Out of the. My goodness, what has happened to Ethan in this race? He's had a horrifying accident and is out. And we're on lap number 24. He's left the session. That is his Indy 150. over, or is Indy 377 over on a lap 24?
Yes, it's over. It's all over for him. And the Thomas in the meantime now into the pit, so he did make it back. He might get a result still. But
What happened to Ethan though? That is an important question.
I did see him going into the pits. It looked like he didn't have a rear wing anymore. But maybe just coming out of the pits, he just made a mistake. And if you can get the chat up, maybe he will join the chat and we can get an explanation for him.
Well, I've asked him to see if he can respond to it. Hopefully he can. Joshua Luke, meanwhile, still on the back of Infinity now. The lead just changed a few moments ago. And we do believe just hit the wall slightly on the lap we saw the drama going on. And I am getting a message from Ethan, by the way. I'll be informing the chat in a few moments' time of what happened. Robster, meanwhile, he's having a battle here. He's got overtaken by FN just a moment ago there. So they have switched again. And FN and Robster having a look to the inside into turn number 1. Let's see. Or has he got the move? Yes, he has. Or has he? And we have confirmation. Ethan had a game reset here. So the car got reset in the pit lane. So that's what's happened to him. So that is dramatic. So there's been a glitch in the pit lane.
I've never heard about that before, but it's really interesting.
Very interesting little glitch there. FN running a little bit high. This is interesting in the pit lane. Who is that?
Another car hit the wall, I think.
Might
and
be
another car.
That. Yes, so there's been contact down towards the last corner. May have been an accident further down the back. But FN coming through nicely here. He's in 5th and 4th. FN trying around the outside of Robster. Can't do it there. Has a look to the inside. That's an opportunity to overtake. I believe it's big in the pit lane as well as the Thomas.
He's right on the back of him now. He wants that position back.
Let's see, has a look to the inside here. Oh, has he? Yes, through. Robster gives him the space, gives him the time. And through he goes back up to 4th position then. Great little overtake here. We're on that number 27 of 151. We've got one retiree, that is Ethan. He had a major incident in the pit lane. Out comes the Thomas now finally. After him hitting the wall, Big Daddy in the pit lane. He was the one we saw having problems. As well as the other Matt. Here is Robster. The battle for 4th position currently. They're going side by side down towards turn number 3. Let's see. Has he got the move? He's on the inside line here, and I think, yes, he's got the move done down the inside. Let's see if FN keeps around the outside. No, has to back off there in the end.
But he's now on the inside again. He thought about it.
Has to back off. He has to back off there. And if you're wondering, the EvilDragonxxl Indy 500, 27th of May, the AOR Indy 500, 2nd of June. But for these guys, it might not be an Indy 500. Oh my goodness me! Again, they're getting so close down towards turn number 1. Again, though, Robster being overtaken by FN. This is a battle we're keeping an eye on. Up front, Infinity opens that gap to just over 7 tenths. Robster back down the inside, and I think he's got the move back through. Let's see, they're switching every lap or so. The back through goes Robster in the wall. No, it's a bit of lag. It's a bit of lag. I believe it's a lot of lag. A lot of lag. A lot of lag. Here, this is not good. That might be
in. Infinity in. Joshua in. And Robster's new leader.
Yes, Robster. So this is the battle for your lead now. And these guys are going to come in this lap. Look at their fuel. They're very low.
Ooh.
Up back to the inside. That is on the wall. And out of the Indy 1. The Indy 377. They both go. My goodness me.
He's got to watch out. He's got to watch out. This car's coming.
Oh, next car's coming. He's retired the car out completely of the Indy. FN involved. Your top 2 out of the race there with huge drama here on lap number 30 of 151. And that car is smoking. I think the engine's gone as well. Now we must be careful. Infinity's gone off out of the pit lane. Infinity's had a problem.
Penalty maybe if he's not careful. And now, who's behind him? Is that FSR?
That's Matt. It's Matt.
FSR's coming out of the pits now.
It might be Matt. Look at the debris there. Someone they might have to call a someone to get rid of that debris there down in the things.
Borjak also led the race for a while.
Yes, Borjak now leading the race.
The pits.
Reversing the pit then actually. And there is Joshua Luke. Now he'll take the lead again. From Infinity, big gap there, just a second now. And of course, it's a big shame, of course, for FNLU. Out of the Indy 377. FSR up to third, Luke. And that was a humongous accident there. Luckily, no one went over into the cat's fence there. That is the main thing. We're glad that no one did hit that cat's fence. But FNLU out of the race then. Big Daddy up into 6th position, but up front it is just from Infinity by just 1/10. There's big contact there.
Good teammates.
There's the 2 team cars there. That's Matt. And who else is that there? I believe is that there's debris down the straight. So something's going on down that straight there. Who else is involved? As that is Booth.
Booth on.
My goodness me, what has happened there between those two? They've had to crash down the straight.
There's still a wheel on the track. Now, Infinity right on the back of Joshua again.
Yes, Infinity, that is Matty D just behind them as well. Another car out of this race.
But he is lapped.
And that is FNLU.
FNLU lap possession, also a retirement for him.
Yeah, so we're now 3 cars out. We're on that number 32. Another 220 laps to go here, give or take. Until we reach the end, and I wonder who's going to be drinking a bottle of milk here. Will it, you think it'll be Josh? Will it be Infinity? Maybe. We never know, but I think Infinity's going back for that lead again, I think. I think he may just be sitting behind for the time being, though.
See, did Thomas going up to 7th again. After his accident, of course. He's still in the race. But of course he lost heaps of time. He was in the running for the lead, just as Infinity and Joshua are now. And he's on the inside. I think Joshua's going to let him go. Yes, he is.
Now, of course, this is more of a strategy game, to be honest, than an actual race. Joshua really just conserving, I think, maybe his fuel, maybe his tyres. And hopefully he'll go again later on into the race.
Yeah, Joshua's got 60 now. Infinity 58, so they're running similar amounts of fuel. I don't think Infinity has one extra lap over Joshua, or I must say the other way around. I think they're quite similar on pace and on fuel, even though they're one person also only has 2 liters less than the other. And Buffon has got a penalty.
Yes,
maybe for speeding in the pit lane. Let's see.
Yep.
10 seconds, indeed.
Speeding in the pit lane. We're on that number 34 for your leaders, by the way. Lap 28 for your leads, guys. But lap 34 if you're the leaders so far, and the gap is 6/10, and then a bit of a gap, 10 seconds. So really, we've only got 5 cars on the lead lap so far here in the Indy 377, unfortunately. But still a lot of action going on, still a long way to go. But hopefully you're enjoying it. We certainly are here in the commentary box here, overlooking this legendary circuit, the Indy 500, or the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. More to put it, the official name for it. But as the racing in comes, one of the other cars, I believe, is that one of the Mats. That is Wim.
Yes, it's Wim.
Coming in. So that'll be a quick stop for him.
Is coming out of the pits now. Let's see what he's going to do on the exit, because the pit exit here is really tricky.
A really tricky pit lane. They've got cars coming around the outside there, I believe. That might be your leaders, I believe. Yes, it is your leaders there. So he's behind Matty D, I believe, actually. Currently, he's keeping with the leaders. Matt is keeping with these guys at front. So Matt hopes of trying to come through the front. We know he's a few laps down. He's 4 minutes behind, so that's about 3 and a bit laps behind the leader. Infinity coming up to lap one of the other cars. I believe that might be VTC, who's just coming in the pit lane. Someone stopped on the exit of the pit lane. We've got another retiree, down to 12 runs now. Oh, someone's in the wall there.
Up there.
No,
it's busy. It's busy. There's a car on the inside there going slowly. Joshua lost a bit of time to Infinity there. He was closer, but he's also getting pressurized from
Matty D.
Matty D, indeed. No, not that Matt. That Matt.
The Matt, there he is. Matty D, the F4 champion, currently in the F3 tier currently. And let's see what he can do, of course. We are on that number 37 for the leaders. He is on, I believe... Let's see if we can get an indication of what lap he's on in a few moments' time. You can change the camera up. He's on lap 36, so he's 2 laps down on the leaders. Now, he's going to be going to the end of the... Well, we believe he's going to go for another about 20 or 30 odd laps here. So don't expect to see him...
to defend from him.
Maybe Joshua's kind of having slightly to defend. Really injury suffer now. I believe Joshua Luke and Matt do know each other quite well. I think most of these drivers probably have practiced as well for this. So let's see if anyone can really try and make any overtakes.
Really close to the wall.
Getting a bit close to the wall, aren't they? This is interesting stuff here.
Matty D has got a good... Robster has left the session, so Robster out of the race.
Yep, Robster out. So we've lost quite a lot of time. He lost Ethan earlier on. He was the first one.
A really good fuel, and Buffon is disconnected.
Buffon disconnecting. I believe he was already out of the race here.
Yeah, we're still on 12, so we've got 4 retirees so far on lap 37.
Yes, oh my god, someone's had a horrible accident. That is,
who is that?
That's
Wim.
It's Wim, he's lost a rear tyre. Rear, is that the rear right? Left? It's the rear left gone.
Rear left.
So how has he done that? He's had to plant the wall backwards. Yes, he has. That could be a hazard there, because that is a, that tyre might still be on the road until he gets into that pit lane. VTC coming out the pit lane, meanwhile, after his long stop.
1 minute gap to VTC, though. He's got to watch out, there come the leaders.
Here comes the leaders.
Infinity's right because I'm switching from him, but it's not quite enough.
Good backing off there, and you can see Matt keeping with this group here. Good to see. Even though we had problems earlier on, and there is Joshua Luke somewhere up the field. There's that tyre.
There's a tyre actually on the outside there for Wim. Let's see, I think...
Oh, there's contact down to the pit lane, Benson. Sorry, there's contact in the pit lane. Look, there's been a huge crash down to the pit road.
It's Manberpeg.
He's lost a tyre. He's lost the front left. What has happened there?
Yes.
He's trying to get it. He's trying to get that car around. He wants to be careful here. Let's see.
So can he get them back into the
that
pits?
car turned around? He's not going to do it there. He's going to have to do a 3-point turn there, Sunshine. He's turning the wrong way.
So, how is this going to go? He's
out.
He's retired.
Out of the race then.
Out of the race, goes Manberpeg.
So that is now a 5th retiree here of the Indy 377. And we're only on that 0.2, we're about of, yeah, 0.5. The 0.5 is crucial here, especially in terms of fuel.
Yeah, speaking about fuel, Infinity's got 38, Joshua's got
Matt's
40
starting
now.
to put pressure on now.
How much does Matt have? He's got 40, so they've all got quite similar amounts of fuel.
And Matt's in 6th position so far in this race as well, and we've only got 1 Matt in this race now. The other one, I believe. No, we've still got 2 Matts. We've still got both of them.
Does this help him? The slipstream of these guys, does it help him to catch Big Kid Daddy? He's only, I say only 18 seconds behind him.
Yeah,
so
well,
he might be able to catch him.
Because all the guys are going in slipstream. They're going a lot quicker than the light of Big Daddy. You can see he's doing only about 120. These guys will be doing near 200. Great stuff here in the Indy 377.5. And we're currently looking at 2nd position. Now, Vetro, so far this race, how have you seen it?
Cleaner than I thought, to be honest. I thought there would be a massive chunk on the start. Everyone behaved on the start, it was good to see. Of course, a lot of crashes still, but of course it's really hard to keep the car out of the wall for the whole race. And I've got loads of respect for the people still into this race.
Indeed, utmost respect for all of these drivers are doing such a good job here. You have to say all the 11 drivers that managed to stay in this race, of course, quite a lot of them had issues earlier on.
Except for Infinity and Joshua, of course, they've got out of trouble for the whole race.
Someone in the chat that is Wolf saying they need a safety car.
So to drop you,
LS
It's a scheduled pit stop, so
Slicker coming in.
Let's see, I thought there was also... No, there's my mind playing tricks on me.
Yeah, back to my point, and I will say there should potentially be a safety car now. Of course, the point of a safety car is that you really have no damage on, because there's no guarantee that anyone's going to... some people might not slow down in time. They might miss it. Oh! He's hit the wall! He's hit the wall! That's going to be a pit stop. That'll be a pit stop. He's going to have to pit there. That's rear right damage, surely. Look, he's nudged that tyre. Look how slow he's going now. All of a sudden, he's under pressure from Matt. Surely that's going to give a lot of damage. That's surely about 2 or 3. Matt down the inside immediately there on Josh Luke. He's made a mistake. He's got damage. He wants to be careful now because that rear right's going to be loose. Or rear left, should I say, I believe. No, it's the rear right. It's going to be loose. So you're going to have to be really cautious. Look how much he's dropping time all of a sudden.
Yeah, look at the gap. It's 1.6 seconds now and it's only getting bigger.
Now there's going to be a pit stop there. Maybe he might just try and stick it out until the end of the race. But that is big shame there. You can just see how Matt got past very quickly now. But could you blame Matt for that potentially? He was getting a bit too close, but he's a lap down. But do you think it's a title to go so close, isn't he? Because we are, of course, over racing. You can't just try and keep a gap.
He's keeping behind.
Now he's ahead. Blue flags would be showing, but of course...
Joshua, the gap was 1.6. It's now 1.3. So he's not losing that much time as we thought he would. Maybe the damage is not that bad.
Potentially, yeah, maybe not too much damage. But Joshy Luke is going to try and come through it. Yeah.
Matty has to let him pass if he gets closer.
Well, if he wants to try, he could try and push Matt up into the back of Infinity. Now, we know Matt is going quite fast. Look, you see the gap is about a second here. Matt is pushing that car quite quickly. And we might see Matt try and take a, trying to lap himself here from the lead of this race. But look at Matt is pushing that car. He is in 6th position so far currently. We're on that number 46 there. Just about a quarter of the way through that. I don't know, what is halfway mark, Petro? Can you work that out?
75, I think.
Lap 75, so we're coming up to quarter of the way through the race then. We've just gone over quarter, so a quarter plus a quarter. And there is Joshua Luke, they're on board of him here now. Of course, in IndyCar, you'll see this quite often. Me thinking, has he got damage? He's pulling to the right a lot. Well, mainly because in IndyCar, you naturally are turning to the right all the time because the car is set up to be naturally pulling left, of course, for the banking. If you're driving the wrong way around, of course, then you'd have to set the car up to go the other way around. Of course, you'd be turning left a lot more than going right. It's an interesting thing, of course, IndyCar is. But out of the speed they are going, 222 miles an hour there, down in turn number 3. Looking at Infinity, going past a bit of debris there. Or someone, or something up in the sky, I just noticed.
See, Joshua Luke is now losing a lot of time. We've lost 6 tenths there. 2 seconds now the gap.
Indeed it is. We're on that number 50, so we're half a century in. And this is starting to build up now. Of course, if this was the EvilDragonxxl Indy 500, it would be a 25% in. Of course, we have still got a long way to go. Of course, this is 75% of the EvilDragonxxl Indy 500 here. Plus 1 lap, so it's like 51%, 76% of that. FSR in the pit lane from third. That is for, I believe, a scheduled pit stop. Potentially for tyres. There is our Slicker coming through. Yeah, our Slicker. He's coming up on quite a lot of cars there. He's lapping. That might be the other Matt.
Buffon or Matt?
There might be both. Oh, whoever it is, they're in the wall. It is Matt, I think. It is. It is.
Yes, it is.
It's Matt. He's crashed. Just as we said, oh my goodness me, that's another issue there. That surely might be the nail in the coffin for him. He's in 8th, and that's going to be a struggle to get that car back to the pit. And you can see so much damage there on that front. He's swerving a lot. Can he get that car back to the pit lane?
Well, he is quite close, so he might be able to.
Oh, I wonder if he does that.
If he loses a second front wheel, it's over.
FSR and De Thomas in the pit lane as well. And that is for scheduled pit stop for De Thomas. 1.4 litres of fuel. So he'll be going now to, I believe, around about lap 80 or lap 90 currently before the final stops. And in comes FSR as well. He's got 70 litres in the tank. And finally does come Matt.
Yeah, Matt also in.
Back to you.
On 3 wheels. Not
Three
the
wheels
first
on
time we've seen a car on 3 wheels.
3 wheels on
today.
my wagon.
And Joshua Lewis coming into the pits, it's too much for him. The gap is now 8 seconds. And also, Matty has passed Infinity. This is going to be risky. Of course, normally he should have the blue flag. If he gets past him, he has to run away. Otherwise, he's counting as a left car. And this will be counting as ignoring blue flags.
I don't think, in the circumstances of it, I think this is Infinity knows that Matt is slightly quicker than him. But the thing though, Infinity might actually get away with this. Now, we don't know how long Joshua Luke's going to be in the pit lane. He's now a lap down on your leader because, of course, it takes just over a lap to pit. Here, so this could really be Infinity's race to win now because he's going to have a bit of a gap. He'll have the slipstream, so he's saving fuel all the time. He's dropping back a little bit now from Matt. He's now up into 5th position. There is now Booth or Bo, I think. 2nd position now up there, so just now down to 3rd. Beautiful onboard sounds there of Infinity there. He's chasing down Matt there, who's a lap behind him, I believe, currently. Let's have a little check. 2 laps down, I believe.
Now lap 55. Yeah, 2 laps.
And these guys coming up to lap another car as well. But Infinity improving all the time, though. That is good to see. These drivers are fuel and tyres going down. Infinity, we believe, may come in within the next 1 or 2 laps. I think he might want to, because look at the traffic he's got ahead of him.
Yeah, he still has 1 more lap of fuel in. I think 2 more, maybe, if he wants to.
3.
And now, Matty D is coming up behind Joshua Luke now.
Yes, that is Joshua Luke.
That's for position.
Oh, he's in the wall! Oh, look for the debris flying down. That's Joshua Luke there. So who was that in the wall?
De Thomas?
De Thomas, yes it is. It is De Thomas. He's lost the rear wing. That might be his race over. Front right end plate as well. It's gone on his car. And Joshua Luke, who we did just notice there, who is coming to get a lap, by the way, by your leaders. He will be 2 laps down. If we can quickly go back to him. There he is.
Up here. Matty D on the inside now of Joshua.
Matty D still has to pit though. Oh, I think he does.
It's risky, but he manages to do so.
Down the inside goes your leader.
But Infinity also still has to pit, so this will be interesting.
It is. Let's get our timings back up on the left if we may. There we go.
I accidentally switched it off. In the meantime, Big Kid Daddy is now into the pits. Out of 5th position. FSR is going to take the position from him. Oh, Joshua right up the wall.
These guys are pushing it. Here is Infinity and Matt now. They're just coming to lap Ed Carpenter lap. Or his car at least. Not the actual driver. Maybe, you never know. It could be the actual driver here currently racing. But I don't think this so. Of course, he is. Great to see.
There's a car stopped in front of turn 4.
Thomas. Thomas, it's our slicker there. Down there it's the Thomas there.
It's Thomas, yeah. He's lost the wheel.
Yeah, but
so he's made it worse.
He has made that worse. So I don't know what he's done to make that worse. Whatever he's done, it's not gone well for him.
Bojack now in 2nd position.
Yeah, Bojack 2nd. In comes Matt.
Into the pits.
And in comes Infinity at the same time.
So, what is going to happen here?
Well, I believe we don't know. We'll have a new leader, certainly, here in this race, I believe, unless he comes in as well. Find out, we're looking at FSR Frank Forrest.
We will lead the race in a moment, I imagine.
Let's find out in a few moments' time. Keep coming in the chat, your comments. We do love to see them.
Everson now right behind Big Kid Daddy for 5th position. 4 tenths of the gap. He's catching rapidly.
A few people in the chat, by the
also
way.
into the pits. He's made it.
Yes, he's finally made it. Lewis Pitton in the chat just almost lied on that one. A lot of poo came out.
He's going wide into the wall. It's going to be the wall. Yes, he's hit it.
Now be a glancing blow there for Big Daddy. I think he'll get away with it. Dylan in the chat as well. Gotta love it. Lap number 57 so far in this race, or 59 for your leader. And lap number 50 for him. And lap number 46 for him. Last position, by the way. Let's have a look. Where is he? I believe he's on there. Let's see. Last position. There he is. Our Slicker. He's on lap number 47. Leader is on lap 59. So quite a bit of a gap there. It's about 12 or so laps. Of course. Now, this could mean a lot when we come to the Axel Indy 500 we do on the 2nd of June. So do come and tune on that for the Axel AOR channel as well. That won't lie, this is turning into one hell of a motor race.
And just will look right behind our Slicker now.
Now I'm going to quickly pop off for a quick second battery, so you'll take lead for a brief moment.
He's getting the blue flags. You can see it on the right hand side of the screen. At least I can. I don't really think on the voter screen you can. But he's getting the blue flags. Also Matty D is. And Infinity is still right behind him. So that's where he's getting the blue flag from. He's got a good run. Normally Matty D's gotta let him pass now. Because he has the blue flags. But is he gonna let him pass? I don't think he is. No, he's not. And this might actually play into Infinity's favor because, of course, because of the slipstream. But it might also distract him a bit. He is pulling away from Joshua. The gap is now almost 17 seconds. So that small tap of the wall has cost Joshua heaps of time. And also the slipstream battle is going to cost him a lot of time. Now to the inside again. Is he going to try it? Is he going to try something? He's rolled down the inside now. And he's through. Now, does Matty D have the better pace? Or does Infinity have? I do think Infinity have. There is another wheel. I just saw a wheel and a bit of debris. Who is that? Someone's coming out of the pits. Let's see. Who has hit the wall? Who has hit the wall? It was our Slicker. No, it was Wim. Wim, he's lost his wheel. Which wheel, I do not know. Rear right, it looks like. Rear left. It's a rear tire anyway. So, in again. Matty D is not letting him go. He's still right behind him. You can use him as some sort of slipstream help. Because what is the gap between Matty and Bojack? It's 17 seconds. It will be hard to catch that up. But you never know, of course. Matty D can use Infinity as a slipstream buffer to get close to Bojack for third position. Even though he's still 2 laps behind, he still wants a result as best as possible. He's dropping back a little bit, but not too much. Ooh, another car hit the wall. That's the Thomas. And he's out. I think he hit the pit barrier full on, but that's the Thomas out. That was remarkable. Now Joshua also have a company from someone. Who is that? It looks like it is Arslicker. Yes, it is. So, Joshua getting a bit of pressure from behind them. And now Joshua right behind one of the Napa cars. That's or Matthew or it is Buffon. One of the two. They've had a lot of trouble in this race, both of them. And it is Matthew in this case. And also RS is now right on the back of him, so he's gotta watch out. He's not a position, even though he is one position behind him, he is still one lap behind Matthew. Or 2 laps, must I say. Yeah, 2 laps behind. So it will be almost impossible to catch up. Ooh, well, or is it? Or is it? There's gonna be a crash here. Matthew is gonna go into the wall. Is he? He's kept it out of the wall. No, he hasn't. And Evil's also returned. There
Horrible
is
accident
going on. RS and Matthew have collided.
Ah.
RS is able to... Yes, well, this will... Of course, I was just about to say, Matthew was 2 laps in front of RS. And I was thinking about, well, it will be impossible for him to catch up unless, and then this happened. His teammates are gonna come into the pits.
He's gonna back off. There we go.
Oh, he just went right through him.
But
now, if he's gonna stay in here for 2 laps, RS might be able to. He's already catched up 1 lap.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna catch him. I think he's gonna catch him for 8 positions. So that's a cheeky move from him.
Up front, Infinity still leads his race by 15 seconds from Joss, and then we got Bo and Matt ED.
Yeah, Matt ED is still right behind him.
Oh, and he's going back through, I think, actually. They're still battling, actually.
They keep battling each other.
Going so far so good, and Matt technically has taken the lead on his probable thinking. He hasn't, but he's unlapped himself at least. At least they're having battle. Look at the clouds coming through a little bit now. Just a slight bit of light cloud currently overhead.
The gap is slightly shrinking between Infinity and Joshua. It was 16 seconds. It's now 14. So Joshua is not giving up.
Not giving up. It's coming up. Well, that number 69 actually. On top of the lap times, number 69.
And Matty D, this is helping Matty D. He's catching right up to Borjak for 3rd position.
He might get a podium out of this, won't he?
He might have, yeah. He is using, or they're helping each other, Infinity and Matty, to get more to the front.
Interesting
FSR,
stuff there.
only a 4-second gap between him and Big Kid Daddy. So that might become a battle later on in the race. VTC is running the most loneliest race, 5 minutes behind Big Kid Daddy and 1 minute in front of RS Rigger.
Indeed, well this is an interesting motor race. This is interesting stuff to see. RS Slicker Low is doing good in 8th position. Despite a little bit of an incident earlier on. And there is Matthew in the pit lane.
Yeah, RS is now past him. He's also got a... well, it's saying 2-minute gap, but I
well,
don't
you
think
see
it
that,
is.
Lovetzer, but he's got to still pit, so it's not really worked for him, has it? Because, I mean, all it's done is kind of put him a little bit on the back foot, because now he's going to have to pit as well.
Matthew has got penalty, so, penalty, no. He's got a lot of time in the pit lane. There's suspension damage and all the other kinds of damage you can have. He lost the wheel after all.
And there's a few people saying it's very spread out right now. Well, of course it is spread out, but all these 400,000 fans are going to be enjoying it. And out comes Matthew and in comes Wim, just as we speak there. We're on that number 72, by the way, for your leaders. We are now halfway through this race, give or take.
This stage give a bit because it's 75, which is the halfway mark. If I'm correct, I'm really bad at maps. Yes, it is. 75 is the halfway.
Yeah, 75.5. So everything's in the 0.5 mark here, so we're nearly halfway through this race then.
This race is going quite quickly now. Win is still into the pits.
It is.
Might be for damage? No, it isn't. It was a scheduled pit stop. Just gotta keep clear of the white line though.
Indeed, keeping clear of that white line, the most important thing on this motor race here. And look at the clouds there, we're all getting a bit fluffy. I see a chicken there in the clouds actually. For I can see. What do you see in this cloud vector? I see a turtle on in my eyes. I see that's a turtle there up ahead.
A turtle. I don't really see a turtle in it, to be honest. I just clouds, a lot of clouds. I don't really see any patterns in it. Yeah, I see a whale.
Yeah, I can see a thing. I don't know what it is. Get in the comments below. What do you see in the sky? Can you pick out any interesting shapes in the sky? Well, that one clearly up on the left there is a cloud. Yeah, that is.
Disappears.
Ah, it's just gone. Oh well, there was a cloud. Now.
That cloud looks like a fish and it's eating another fish.
Interesting. And that one there just looks like...
That's a lobster. A lobster on the right. Yeah.
Yes. I saw a poodle. Yeah. Excuse the language.
I said stuff.
Oh, I thought you said something else there. Never mind, carrying on. Wim coming on the back of someone else there. Who is he coming on the back of there? That looks to be the other Matt. Well, he's in the wall now. Oh! And there goes the front wing again. Well, that surely is his race. Absolutely done and dusted.
He's had all the bad luck in this race. He's lost his wheel a few laps ago, and now his front wing. Yeah, and there's also the Thomas there. The Thomas was out of the race, by the way. I thought you missed that. The Thomas had a crash, and he went straight into the pit barrier and then left the race.
So a huge accident for him there. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. Currently, though, Infinity currently in the lead by some 14.5 seconds so far. He's doing an absolutely beautiful job, of course. Give or take, he still has to do a little bit more pit. Well, we've got to do another 2 or 3 pit stops. Josh Luke, meanwhile, second position. He'll be making a pit stop in the next 5 or 6 laps. Same likewise with Matty D. In third position, by the way, I haven't spoken too much of him. It is Borjak. He's currently in a little bit of pressing there from someone outside. It's a lap car, and then there's Matt hurtling towards him at some 140 miles an hour.
I thought it was Buffon, but I don't really think he's in his race anymore, so who is it? Oh, it's VTC.
Yeah, it's VTC on the back of him. Interesting stuff here, and that number 66 for him. 10 drivers in this race.
So we've got 6 retirements on lap 66. In this case,
well,
he's 11 laps behind.
Yes,
he's 11 laps behind Infinity.
Lap 78 for your lead. So we're now under half of the race to go, officially, by the way.
Is he gonna try to make a move on... Let's see who that is. It is... Borjak. Is he gonna try to make a move on him?
Maybe. You never know, it could be interesting. Well, you can see, look at Matt.
3 seconds behind him.
And you're gonna see, if you look at the...
3 seconds behind him, so... He's gonna catch him. That's for the podium.
It is. Matt's got 25 litres. Borjak has got, well, 22 litres, so he's got slightly more.
It's quite similar, to be honest. It's not a dramatic difference. The VTC is hanging up behind. But actually, Borjak he's got an advantage because Of course, PTC is still in between him and Matty D. And also, Matty is gonna get past another lap car. He got past him.
Indeed, that's going to be interesting. Behind them, Low Infinity just sitting there, just minding his own business. So Infinity really has lapped everyone, nearly, apart from Joss. In comes FSR, meanwhile, from 6th position.
The gap is still 3.3 seconds between Matty D and Borjak.
Great race so far on board with Matty D currently. You can see, like some of the other drivers, he keeps his steering wheel rather straight.
So on driver preference, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all driver preference. Some drivers tend to have a slight lean on, some drivers don't. Matty D seems to have got a pretty good strategy on his car where he's not really having to do too much in terms of moving the steering wheel, which is good to see, I suppose. Definitely helps your arms, of course. Start in the pit lane.
In the meantime, it doesn't really matter that much, but he's got a 10-second penalty. FSR Frank Forrest.
However,
Joshua into the pits.
yes. Oh God!
Oh God!
He's gone. There's been a shunt. It's Luke in the pit lane. Well, he's not. Luckily, though, no damage. But that's good. Meanwhile, Borjak now under more pressure from Matt. No, that is not Matt.
That's VTC in 7th position. He is how many laps? 9 laps behind Borjak.
Absolutely.
Borjak is 2
incredible.
laps behind Infinity.
Lap 71 or 50 or 151 for him, and with that another 82 for your leader.
Of course, it is officially 150 laps because, of course, we have 1 formation lap.
That is a true point. Of course, we did have a point start earlier on. That is why we are slightly behind the time we should have started. But this is turning interesting.
Is right behind Joshua. Joshua's coming out of the pits. Borjak is now going to run on him.
Yes, with a lot less fuel.
But he would want to get past him, because otherwise that might compromise him, and he's already losing time to Matty D.
Indeed, he is losing a lot of time here, so he wants to try and pound as quick as he can.
There you can see Matty D now. He's got 1 more car left of traffic to get past. He has to get past VTC. Is he gonna let him pass easily?
Apparently Mike was having a bit of a glitch there. So apologies there. Hopefully it's meant itself up.
On the inside, he's getting past.
Yep, Matt finally through. And is now up into 4th position.
Borjak now right behind Joshua Luke. The gap is 2 tenths. Is he gonna let him, he wants to get past him because Matty D is now only 1.5 seconds behind him. So he wants to get past him to get a good run.
Oh, someone's in the wall! Oh, well, that's going to be the overtake, I'm pretty certain done. Here we go, comes Matt, he's going to go out the outside.
That's Matthew out of the race. He's got distracted from him. You see, he's still distracted from it. Into the wall, did go. Matthew, and out of the race.
It's going to be a switch from 4th. There he goes, Matt up to 3rd now. He's into the podium finally. And now he can put all the pressure on.
He's only got 6 leaders.
But so does Borjak, though. He's only got 13 leaders. They're all running out of fuel. This is interesting. In comes Big Kid Daddy.
Now Borjak, 12 leaders left. Matty D, 5 leaders left.
Yeah, 5 if you want to round it up, yes.
4.9, yeah. That's about 5.
6. Let's see, so next lap though, we'll see Matt come in surely, unless he wants to run out of fuel on the last lap, which is not a good idea.
Yeah, I think he has to pit on the end of this lap There's a car coming out of the pits. That's Big Kid Daddy, I think.
I believe it is. Yes, it is. At the pit lane, he does come. Lap 8,551 to go. We've got another 78 laps to go here in the Indy 377.5. On our technical regulation of amount of time that the Indy 500 will take.
Bojack into the wall. I think he's hit the wall there.
Let's see. Is he going to come in? Yeah! Oh! He's rolled it. And he's... Okay. Okay. False alarm. I'm not sure what's happening. If he's got away with that. If you're telling me he got away with that, I'm 100% certain he rolled that then.
I'm not quite sure what happened. It just looks like he was about to roll it and then just...
Physics.
Did he reset the war? I think he reset the car. But I'm not quite sure if he did. In the meantime though, Matty D into the pits.
That is the most extraordinary thing I've ever seen. It is Infinity.
He was about to flip it. And he's staying out.
Well,
Really
that
remarkable.
is absolutely remarkable is the word. Shocked, I think, is the word I feel right now, how he didn't die.
Ooh, there's a car on the wall there. That's Big Kid Daddy.
And he's just ahead of... Who's he ahead of? That Wim? That's VTC.
Yeah, it's VTC. They're just battling for fun now. He's 5 minutes almost behind him. Bojack, by the way, he's going to lose a position to Matty D again.
Well, he's in the pit lane finally, and now he comes back out again. So a quick pit stop
I don't
for him.
think he is. Is he? Yes, he is. I think Matty D will get the position.
Definitely is losing a position there, mate.
One more corner.
Yeah.
It's nearing the end of the pit lane, though.
Yeah, but he's still got to do the pit road. Am I ahead?
Yeah, there he goes. Yeah, the whole pit exit he still has to cover. So now he is a lot of seconds behind Matty D.
Oh, and a penalty for his troubles there, nearly, if he's not careful. Running it over the right line. Luckily, no penalty for him.
I don't think he has.
No, he's got away with it.
He's got away with it. Oh, there's a car off there. Who is that?
Oh, okie dokie. Is that?
It's CTC.
It is. He's lost the rear right wheel. He has. And he's lost something.
What's happened there?
There's a lot of smoke. That should be a hazard.
Bojack right by FSR now.
Ah, there's never saw. How much fuel has
He
he
was
got?
battling with someone. He was battling with Big Kid Daddy, I think. Was he not?
I don't know. I'm not exactly certain. He's lost the rear right wheel.
RSL, where is he? Oh, he's still running. And Wim is also running, so he might have crashed on his own.
No, he's lost the rear right wheel. Whatever that happened to him, that's a big shame for him. Poor Jack, no one down in 5th position behind FSR Frank Forest. We are on that number 90 fuel leaders, and there is the pouring smoke at the back of poor old VTC. You can just see, yeah, that rear right tyre is absolutely gone. There it is. How he's managed to get that car back towards the pit lane with no rear right, I don't exactly know. However, we just give the credit where it's due. He's at least getting it back to the pit lane. And 9 cars in this race. We've lost 8 runners, I believe, now. And there is Infinity having a look at Matty D. Currently, this is for first position there, and that is third as they pass through the smoke. That could be a hazard for them, couldn't it?
Yeah, you saw how Bojack got distracted by Matthew, I think, into the wall. He's got distracted from it, and he's lost a lot of time there. Now he's all the way back into 5th. So you can see, if they get distracted by the smoke or by a stopped car, it might compromise the race.
Indeed, it definitely might do so.
Infinity does not want to risk a lot of things because he's got a comfortable lead. He doesn't want to risk battling with actually a backmark because Matty D is not battling him for position.
He is not, is he? He is just keeping his own line. He's in third position, so that just shows how far Infinity and Joss are in this race. A bit of pressure. Let's see around the outside. I think he'll just sit behind for the time being. Doesn't really want to make a move.
Anything else going on? Joshua. You're running a bit of a long race. VTC into the pits now. Maybe he's still holding off Infinity, or they're helping each other for slipstream. One of the above. FSR, Borjak only 2, let's say 3 seconds behind him. So the gap is not that big. Joshua coming up behind him now to lap him.
That's him through. Hey, okay,
he doesn't want to go too wide.
We're on lap number 94 here in the Indy, well, 377. Hopefully you're enjoying it here. Apologies there if we do sometimes seem we're not speaking too much here. Unfortunately, not a lot of action going on, not a lot to talk about so far. Well, what we can talk about, Vetro, is kind of the history of this circuit, Vetro. First race in 1911, the first ever race of the Indy 500. The actual circuit itself was opened in the early 1900s, as well it is one, if not the oldest circuit in the world.
I thought there was another really old circuit in Great Britain, but I'm not quite sure. Brooklands, maybe? Yeah,
Brooklands is a circuit, is a British circuit, but that is one of the first permanent tracks because it doesn't really exist anymore. But this circuit still exists from its, well, you can still see kind of the original lining of the circuit here. Especially when you go into the sideline, those bricks are from the original circuit. Underneath that would be all the gravel and dirt this circuit's built on. As he blasted way over to another lap here in the Indy 377, we're on that number 96.
Just look at the speed.
Indeed, it is absolutely incredible. Beautiful sounds here on the Indy 377 here. We're just listening into some of the engine sounds here. WTC in the pit lane so far. Only 9 drivers left here, of course. We've had engines, of course. Ethan was the first retiree. He had an issue where he spun in the pit lane. We've been informed from earlier on. We believe he spun in the pit lane with damage, and that is why he's had to, unfortunately, retire. Now, he did, of course, line up on pubs, didn't hit the wall early on, didn't he, actually? He hit the wall really, like, on the first, like, 10 or 20 laps, didn't he?
Yeah, he didn't really last that long in the race, unfortunately.
Of course, then we had some major incidents. Thomas, of course, like you mentioned, had a horrifying accident. Now, to the audience, especially to me, who, of course, I didn't see it, describe what happened.
It just looks like he hit the outside wall, and then he just gave up and hit the pit barrier full speed. And then he just retired, just before he hit the wall. So he just... too much bad luck and he just gave up, it looked like.
That is a huge shame for him. Joshua Luke, meanwhile, in second position. He's had a little bit of luck go his way, but Infinity really has had all the luck go to his way, hasn't he? He's really doing so well here. He's got a lot of fuel compared to the likes of Josh. He's going to be going a lot further into this. Around a lap 120, we believe he'll pit.
Well, he might do, yeah. Not quite sure how much these cars burn per lap. Well, the side by side to this corner. Ooh, just about made it. I don't know if this is really battling or are they helping each other. I think they're helping each other. You mean I cannot hear you again anymore? So confirm if you're still there. Either way, Big Kid Daddy now right behind Big Kid Joe. Or the other way around, I must say.
Indeed.
What has happened to you?
I just had a quick drink there for a brief second there. Apologies there for the sudden disappearance.
Wim is going into the pits, as is VTC. But Big Kid Daddy is now right behind Borjak for 5th position. He's not right back, he was in 2nd position. He actually let the race a few laps at one point, and he's never really recovered from that scary moment when I think Matthew was on the outside wall and he had to avoid him.
Yeah, we never really recovered from the earlier run, of course, like you said, Rem and VTC. So, in the pit, there's only really one car on the lead lap, and that is Joss. And then you got Matt FSR on the same lap, I believe, as well as maybe Bo. Then we got Big Daddy, who's well, just behind Bora as well. So it's a little bit of a close field here between 4th, 5th and 6th position currently. Remember though, that how much fuel has FSR got in comparison to Borjak?
12.1 and Borjak has 38, so Borjak can run longer. He is 7 seconds behind FSR, so not too much. He might be able to catch it.
Potentially, he might be able to go a lot further into this race. It'll be interesting to see what happens later on. I'm excited to see what this could turn out to be. And hopefully you are in the chat as well, enjoying this beautiful stream.
This is just a small warm-up for the real thing we'll have in the 2nd of June. Then it will be the real thing, the real Indy 500 of AOR on PC, PS4 and Xbox. It'll be interesting to see who will come out on top.
Indeed, it is going to be interesting. Now, you have to wonder, from what we've seen here today, it could be down to anyone, really. Anyone's got a chance of winning this, and everyone is going to try and win it.
Now, RS Ligger is now in between Matty D and Infinity. So Matty D wants to get past him quickly, and he does do so.
A quick and
no problem there.
Overtake there, I imagine.
Onto the grass.
Big moment for him, though. That is lucky.
Especially with these cars. VTC is still into the pits. I don't really see him coming out again. So that's, I think, our 8th retirement in a while.
Indeed, I've just been notified the internet quality is currently not sufficient enough for broadcast gameplay, but hopefully that does not affect the stream. Now, I do know a storm is incoming here in the UK, so if the stream does start to behave a bit weird, apologies for that.
See Big Kid Daddy now coming back out. Still interesting to see. Borjak still has to pit. But he's got 30 liters, so he's not gonna have to pit really early there.
It is interesting, battery, isn't it?
Still helping each other. They've been together in the race for quite a while now. Almost all race. Now, I'm going to go to the toilet real quickly. I will leave the camera on this for the moment. This seems like it's really interesting to see. But before I go, there's a car on the infield there. Who is that? That is RS, I think. Yes, it is. Out of fuel.
Oh, he's out of fuel. My goodness me, that is dramatic. Out of fuel here in this race. That surely.
He really is out of the race. Jesus. Oh, I'm sorry for.
It's fine on my screen. It's fine on my screen.
Oh, It wasn't on my screen. Oh, if you look at the mini-map...
It's nothing's going on my screen, Vetro, so it's all okay.
It's all kicking off. It's all kicking off on my screen.
Look how many cars are in the pit lane. That is a remarkable amount of cars out of this race.
Yeah, it's all kicking off on my screen. It's glitching real bad, I can say. But we're still stable. Now Infinity is behind Bojack. Bojack lets him through. Damn true, because they are working as a team.
Indeed, they are working as a team. That is the crucial thing. And as a team, Vetro, it is good for them, isn't it? Because they're doing quite well as working as a team. Of course, we'd love to see all the drivers having a pure race every single time, but as it goes, it's going quite well for them.
You know, the thing is, actually, they are running 1 and 2 now.
That is
Infinity
true.
and LED, these are the 2 leaders of the race.
Well, this could be interesting, Vetro. 1, 2, they're going to be going to the end of the race. We believe they're on very equal amount of fuel. They're very quick. Can we see Matt potentially take the lead here somehow? If something happens.
No, I don't think he is. He is 2 left behind.
Ah. Well, maybe, you never know though, something still could happen.
And also, Joshua, 10 seconds behind Maddie D. So it means that Infinity is leading this race and he's led everyone twice.
That is truly a dominant performance. Isn't it?
Oh, he's the only one who kept out of trouble completely.
Indeed. He is one of those drivers, he keeps out of trouble quite a lot. Keeps his nose clean, and well, now you can see in this race he's doing an absolutely beautiful job. He is dominating this Indy 377 by an absolute margin. 0.5, yes.
So, I will be right back after I've been to the toilet. Let's see if there is anything going on at this moment. Not so much, so you'll leave the camera on this and I'll be back in
legendary Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He's turning into quite a little race. Now, you have to wonder what can go on later on. There's still a lot of action to go. And well, still, anything can happen in motor racing, and it usually does. Especially, of course, here we had incidents and drama going on from that number 1. Of course, all the way up to 151, of course, when we get there. And still, anything can go on. We're just letting you listen into some of this beautiful sounds of these cars, by the way, for a brief moment in time as well. Absolutely beautiful sounds here. I think there's a battle here between these two as well. They haven't really given up. And these guys are doing beautiful here. We're coming on to lap 150 now, so just over 36 laps to go, or give or take. And could we see a switch here again between these guys? Maybe. Maybe so. We'll keep an eye on the rest of the field. They seem to all be a lap down now officially, so Infinity the only one on the lead lap. Absolutely remarkable performance, and Vetro, welcome back as well.
I've returned with some cookies and an empty bladder. So, have I missed anything?
Have a guess. No. No, you haven't.
Well,
not a lot of action going on.
In time because Big Kid Daddy has catched up to FSR.
Ah, interesting to see there then.
But there's still a battle going on for 5th position. FSR has got a 10-second penalty, so Big Kid Daddy is officially actually in 5th position already.
Great stuff there, Lenny. Everyone's doing so well here today. And You can only wonder, Vetri. From that number 1, we always thought there was going to be not many finishers. It's turned out only 7 are going to finish. So that is about 9 retirees here today. It is a shame, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. It is, of course, a social race, so nothing lost, nothing gained. Just a small practice run for the real thing.
Indeed. And of course, luckily though, the weather hasn't really changed. We had some light cloud earlier on. But apart from that, it's all been sunshine and happiness, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And a bit of debris. Okay, a lot of debris, I suppose, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. That's for sure, yeah.
Of course, do you get your comments down in the chat? As well. Such a beautiful motor race. Let's beat up. You gotta say that, Joe. Now, if this is something, of course, you don't really follow the IndyCar, but next year they will be running, I believe, in 2021. Actually, their regulations are V6 cars, no hybrid, twin turbo, at least 900 horsepower, at a total speed of 2 seconds quicker apparently around this circuit they could do around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Evil, just a quick notice. Oh no, never mind. The game was not really telling me the right thing. I thought Joshua was taking the lead, but that wasn't the case.
Ah.
Thank you, Dave, for confusing me.
The game doing its job. They're even confusing you. It tends to do that, doesn't it? This game sometimes doesn't show what you want to see. Every time, does it?
Yeah. By the way, our F-Ligger is still glitching through the circuit on my screen. Lucky it isn't on the streaming side of things, but on my screen I can just see his car flying back and forth on the minimap.
Indeed. Well.
Ooh, FSR, bit loose. Ooh, too loose. Buddy.
Gonna go to the end of this race, of course. Fill that tank up. Go to the end. He's looking good to get 4th, by the way. How much fuel has the likes of Matt got currently? He just pitted a few moments ago, didn't he? Yeah, so he's going to go to the end of the race. Infinity will pit in the next few laps. Same with Josh. So everyone coming for the last pit stops here to the end of this race. Now, Matt's on a beautiful thing for a podium here.
Yeah, really remarkable that he managed to get back to the podium. Either way. Because he was all the way down into the field. Really, he and Infinity helped each other so much.
Indeed, helping each other really has put each other through the field. And especially when you're pushing it so hard in this race. Anything, like we said, we've seen so many instances, anything go wrong, any moment you're in the wall. And we're currently on towards the last kind of stint here. We're on what we believe. This race, I believe. I don't think he's getting that car going. Let's see. He needs to get that car on the inside as quickly as he can. Does do so with God's speed. And just managed to get away. That's 5th position. So he might have 6 drivers in this race if he can't get that car back to the pit lane.
Heavy damage. The whole right side of the car gone.
Yeah, that is going to be a long pit stop.
Oh, it's going to be even longer now. There goes the other half.
Seriously big drama then, and he's really in a lot of trouble. The front wing's gone as well. You can only imagine that. So in these races, he's maybe nutrition is running low. And now, to all the guys in the chat below, and especially us in the comments, who do you think is the driver of the day?
That's a tough question. Oh, there's a piece of debris flying around. Oh, at least on my screen, there's a real
Oh,
wing.
yes! Yes, there is. That's come off of, who's that come off of?
It's Wim.
It's Wim, yes. That is dramatic stuff here. So some debris has come off the back of his car and seems to have maybe struck another driver's car there, potentially giving some damage. We'll have to keep an update on it.
Also hit the wall. I saw a complete front rear ring just flying around on the racetrack, so really dangerous stuff. Halo needed.
Indeed, of course, talking about Halo, of course, if you haven't been watching racing recently, in the Spanish Grand Prix in the F2, someone actually got saved by the Halo. A car went over the top of him and it did protect them, so it's good to see that he's doing such a good job.
Yeah, only in the case of freak accidents though.
Yes, in the case of freak accidents, of course, a lot of drivers, they don't like the Halo, but you have to think though, it saved a lot of drivers in the long run. If you think of it, if it was in the past, you may have seen a lot of drivers being saved, and of course the Halo is a topic. I think Alan's saying, how many laps are left in this race? We are on lap 25 laps, I think. 25. Exactly 25 laps. There you go, Alan. 25 laps to go in the Indy 377.5. And Matty D currently having a bit of a, well, not really a battle. That is Infinity behind him still. Joshua in the pit then, by the way, as well. Hit from second position.
Maddie's gonna come in front of him, I think.
That's damage, I believe. And I think he's made, unless he's exiting now, I believe, yes, he is.
He's exiting, so Matty D will get the position right
now. There he goes. Was a blast puzzle. Bit of debris getting kicked up. That wasn't. I don't think there was. I think there's potentially bottoming out. There's a bit of debris on the circuit or something left.
Normally you see that dust cloud when a car hits the wall, but not in this case, luckily.
Luckily, no major incident here. 122 now for Jack, right down the back, by the way. VDC, what lap's VDC on? Is he still under 100? I don't know what lap he's on. Let's see. 79. Whew.
Yeah, it has been 39 minutes ago. 32 minutes ago, must I say, that he retired. And for Wim, he is now 15 minutes behind, so that's yeah, I think he's half an hour behind. That's remarkable.
It is remarkable, isn't it? Such a troublesome race for some of these drivers. You have to feel sorry, though, for the likes of Ethan, who retired super early on, of course, under lap, I think it was even before lap 20 or even 30, he retired with damage. And
yeah, well, of course you can be the quickest in qualifying, but if you can't get it together in the race, it's of course not really won't really help you that much.
If you have any comments in the chat, by the way, do put them down below. We do love to see your comments coming through in this Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Indy 377.5. Of course, the 0.5 is crucial, by the way, because if someone runs out with half a lap to go, they're going to be very laps, by the way, for this beautiful, beautiful racetrack on board with Matt, like we say. Absolutely beautiful sounds. You have to look at the car vector, especially the steering wheel. It is quite a simple steering wheel, isn't it? Not many buttons.
It's really simple. The whole interface is covering it, so I can only see radio, and that's about it. And pit.
Ah. Well, for the viewers on the stream, however, you should be able to see that the steering wheel is quite simple in it, and they both come, I believe. Yeah, the leaders both coming in, locking up as well. So that's interesting. So maybe they can't do another 30 laps, so they're both coming together. Oh.
Ooh, what's gonna go on here?
Oh.
Yes. Ooh.
Oh.
Hello there.
Yes. Well, hello there indeed. Well, that's interesting. A splash and dash there, and that's going to allow Josh to come back through, I believe, and past Matt. That's interesting here. And there's 3 cars in the pit now. Who is that also? Is that, Rim? Must be Wim.
Yeah, but this is gonna cost... Oh, Wim. Wim's got a penalty.
Yes,
How much?
10 seconds. He's pulling alongside. What is he doing here? He's trying to pull alongside Infinity here. That could end in contact, by the way. And Joss is coming through. Look at Joss. Look at Joss. He's coming through. He's going to close up. Look at Joss. He's coming through on our screen. Apparently, he's only 15 seconds behind. Apologies there. He seems to be quite far back than it seems. But for a second, I thought he was closing up very dramatically.
That's what I had a few minutes before. Oh, Infinity, a bit loose there.
49 seconds, so he's still a lap.
Is it still gonna be close later on? Because they just made a free pit stop, at least Infinity did. So Infinity is quite sure of the win if he keeps it out of the wall. We've seen it before with J.R. Hildebrand in 2011. So if nothing goes wrong, he might have this in the back.
Of course, I remember back to that race. Dan Weldon won the race, I think, didn't he? 2011. Yeah. Of course, later that year, of course, tragic scenes for the Weldon family. I don't really want to touch on that too much, but of course, we all do remember that fateful day.
But Joshua, he's got 54 liters left. He is gonna make it, I presume. Matty D.
66, so he's definitely safe.
He just pitted. He had 30 liters, so he might have miscalculated and he might have given the second place to Joshua.
Potentially, if he has, that is surely going to be a massive upset for him.
They were running 1 and 2. They've been helping each other all race. I do also think they have contact together with radio, but. Joshua, do not take too much risk, because you're in a good position for second place. But Matty D is catching up slightly, but do you think he has a chance to...
Maybe. You can never say
35 seconds.
You can never say never, of course. I don't think he's going to go a second quicker. I don't think we've got 35 laps to go. We've got under 25, about 20 and a bit laps to go, unfortunately. So I don't think the gap is going to close enough to potentially see an overtake come through. But still, you never know. Beautiful sounding cars, Lo. You have to wonder, Lo, actually. What could we have seen? And this is one of those big things. If we had all the drivers from the beginning of the race still here.
Yeah, really interesting, of course. A lot of people retired with damage because of crashes, so it's really hard to say. By the way, the whole south end of the circuit, look how empty it is. The whole south end of the circuit is just, no one is running there.
Yeah, it is a shame, of course.
Everyone is on one half.
That is, of course, what happens when you're not having many cars in the race. There's not a lot of action going on, but still, though, it is a beautiful race. And congratulations, by the way, to AOR David Ben, by the way, for his second position in the AOR Indy 500 150 lap sprint, by the way, for second position there for him.
In the second lobby.
Yes, in the second lobby indeed. A beautiful, beautiful, beautiful result for him. A second position there, and of course, congratulations to whoever has won that event as well.
I don't think Matty D has got what it takes to close up enough to get past Joshua again. I think the gap is just too much.
We'll have to find out markers currently, so we need an issue with them to really get through. And who is that he's coming up? That might be Rim. Oh, he's got quite a lot of back markers around him here. Joshua Luke not really getting through. He's kind of just sitting behind them here as he blasts through turn 1. He's got a lot of cars around him. This is not really the best thing, because he could get involved in an incident if he's not careful.
He is right locked in between them. That's Wim, I think, behind him.
No, it's his teammate. It's big kid. Let's see, as I look to the inside, does he get the move done there and elapse him? Yes, he does, and whoever that is having a big wobble there, very lucky, and there is FSR. Oh, wait, was that FSR?
It is FSR, yes.
It is. I was having a big slide there.
Only second time, Borjak.
There is Borjak, just ahead, by the way, just ahead of these guys. And they're up the road. There is Borjak. A little bit of bouncing up there.
He's going to be led by the leader. He's going to be led by Infinity. He's got to watch out.
Reeve there, and there goes Matt blasting his way past as well. Only 20 and a bit laps to go. Bit of lag there for your leader as well. That can't be good.
There's a car off. It's Borjak. Borjak is off.
Oh my goodness me, that is huge drama for him. He's lost the front right tyre, as that was it, the front left. Front left tyre off.
Diabetes car.
That is dramatic.
He's got 2.5 minutes to Big Daddy, so he is short of a 5th place now, but he's just thrown away the 4th place to FSR.
Indeed, that is surely gonna really regrettable in his mind. He's probably his hands down. He can't believe it. He's thrown away what could have been a 4th position in this murder race. Still a long way to go, of course, but anything can happen, and it usually does. But never count never, though. Still behind Joshua here. The gap between Man and Josh now around about 30 seconds still.
FSR still locked behind Joshua and in front of Big Daddy.
Indeed, they are different laps as well. FSR going a bit defensive against the wall there. Let's see, I think actually letting him through. That's him through. That is not a position, so I think he just doesn't want to battle with a lapped car who almost hits the wall.
He just wants to make safe that he's in 4th position. He's got a loose setup on, I see, because he's really loose on the exit of the corner. Borjak, by the way, still in the pits. He might lose a position to Big Daddy here. Only 20 seconds behind.
Indeed,
he's got to lose 6th position. But Big Daddy only 18 liters left, so is he gonna make it?
Indeed, that is the question. Will he make it?
Now, Big Daddy, he's still not in 5th position. It's still saying he's 25 behind. The game's been quite
a little bit glitched. Now we're 100, well, lap 142 for your leaders actually, so we are just under 9 laps to go.
If you see Borjak where it's gonna come out, he's gonna come out behind.
Loving that throttle.
He's got it.
Oh, let's see. That's going to be close there between a few cars. There is Big Kid and finally passes him there.
Into 5th position.
But now we'll have to put a challenge on here. Can he try and come back through?
He pitted for too much fuel. 68 liters.
Far too much fuel.
40. He's not going to make it.
He might. No, look, the leaders have got 9 laps to go. So if he just lifts off and coasts for a little bit, maybe he might just. Leaders are on lap 143, 14 litres. It's going to be awfully close. That's an awfully big risk, isn't it?
No, he's not going to make it. He's not going to make it. I'm quite sure he will not.
Oh, if he doesn't, that is surely going to be a huge, huge, mega disappointment.
There is still a risk though, if he might make a mistake somewhere, together with Matt. They've been switching positions all day long. It's still possible that one of them might make a crucial mistake.
Now that crucial mistake
miscalculation
can cost you, well, hugely normally. When you make a small mistake, it's bad. When you make on a sunset.
just a 2-minute long pit stop if you have a lot of damage, especially when a wheel's gone.
Especially, of course, listen, also, well, you're wondering about damage, of course, Vector, but we've got the Monaco Grand Prix as well. Of course, this is going to be a Triple Crown event, so the Monaco GP and, of course, the famous Le Mans 2.4 hours will be running. So, mistakes in this really might cost you a lot of time, but really, the best opportunity for a race is here, to be honest, because you're so close. It's an even field normally. The likes of Monaco, especially, and also the Saab, it's going to be a little bit more of a big gap, isn't it?
I don't really know. In real life it is, but on the game, who is that? Is that Wim? No, it is Big Cat Daddy. Yes, he's not going to make it.
Yeah, he's coming in the pits. He's coming in the pits. He's given up then. That's his race going to be almost over. He's going to drop down to a low 6th position. It's not the end of the world for him. Here we are on lap 146. 4 and a bit laps to go.
The Honda engines are keeping in one piece.
Indeed. Not long to go. And this is turning into an exciting race.
They're taking risks all race long. One wrong movement and it's gonna be all over.
It'll be over, yes, any moment. Some of these tyres could go, you could be flying backwards into the wall. They're just kind of just following each other. Now, I believe on the final lap, Matt will get out of the way of Infinity here to finish the race a little bit easier. And this is why really Infinity's so far ahead, isn't he? Because he's slipstream and saving field because of Matt. So Matt's really doing an absolutely beautiful job here. Let's see. You can just see, look at they just sitting behind each other here. That is working an absolute treat. Matt and Infinity working textbook today here in the Indy 500 or the Indy 377.5.
I would want to see. I don't really like to see it because, well, it's an individual race, of course, and if you keep helping each other, you have an unfair advantage against the other one. So I can just give the win to both of them because, well, they've been helping each other all race, like their teammates, and I kind of prefer a free-for-all race.
Indeed, but sometimes working together as a team can get the job done, and just like Infinity and Matt have done here today, and that has really shown, especially for Infinity. He has dominated this race by almost a lap to 2nd and 3rd position here today. He is on lap 150, the penultimate lap here today. Here we go though, coming to start the final lap here then. Go around, who's it going to be sponsored by? It's going to be sponsored by Pandas. Life's favourite animal. Matty D, look, sitting behind then. Final lap then, white flag. So, if there was an incident now, there would be no safety car. Of course, no safety car in this entire race for any incident. But your top 2 running into turn number 2 for the final time.
Oh.
What? Nothing's happened.
On my screen something did happen.
Okay, so nothing happened on my screen, but coming through the last corner, through he comes Infinity to win the Indy 377.5. He crosses the line and wins this beautiful motor race across the line. The countdown begins. Congratulations, your winner today.
Yeah, what just happened on my screen, a massive lag spike, and they just both stopped on the circuit, and I was like, well, it must be lag. Thought it was a disconnection, but luckily everything was alright. See, Joshua comes to the line in 2nd position.
Yeah, he's already finished the race, 2nd position for him, I believe. Matt in third position. There he is there, just coming to the line now. Matty Dilo finishes in third position, pulls out the way. Just about. For a second I thought there was going to be contact there with Infinity. And across the line comes Matt. He's happy with that. And the top two there, well, the top three all going to be going down the straight line there. Let's see. There's Audit. And they're in the wall. Let's see. Is he going to pull straight back out in front of another car? Oh, God! Oh, God! And off! And on that bombshell, it's time to end this motor race. Thank you very much for joining us. I've been EvilDragonxxl. Vetro's been Vetro. What a horrible accident. We'll see you next time. Take care. Goodbye.